Of the Reformed Church here in Highland Park's Affordable Housing Corporation initiative. And I'm familiar with the corporation and what Seth and all of you do, you know, not only here, but in some of the other towns. Right now, he's actually involved with a project in Long Branch, my hometown, the First Reformed Church, which unfortunately closed as a church, but now he's trying to make it into housing for seniors, which we sorely need in town. So I just want to commend what you all do with the corporation, with the Affordable Housing Initiatives. Very familiar with the various programs that are here at the Reformed Church in Highland Park. But I also want to mention there are two things happening now on the federal level. We actually passed a piece of legislation in the House that, believe it or not, was bipartisan. When I say anything's bipartisan, most people say, how is that even remotely possible? But it is interesting, and I'm going to sound a little political, but it went over to the Senate, and there was an effort by President Trump to kill it and say, well, you know, the Republicans, because, you know, they're in the majority, you can't pass this. And the Senate Republicans actually have resisted it and said, no, we want to pass it. Now, it hasn't passed yet, so don't get too excited. We'll see what happens. But it does sound like it might actually happen. Because as you know, over the years, the federal government has really cut back on public housing, you know, any kind of assistance for people with rents. I mean, the list goes on. And so we're hopeful that this will be at least a beginning of an effort to reverse that. Now, on the next level, though, you know, the Democrats, and this is what Maxine Waters, who is the ranking member of the committee that deals with housing, she has this much larger initiative that we're trying to get passed. That's not going to pass in this Congress, but maybe in the next Congress, depending what happens in November. And that's actually a $1 trillion initiative that deals with so many issues. First of all, you know, it says that a private equity can't invest, a limitation on private equity's investment in housing. But more than that, provides $1 trillion for not only significantly more public housing, but also affordable housing, help for renters, and the list goes on. So just wanted to mention those initiatives. We're, you know, trying to get the bipartisan one passed. We'll see if we can get the larger one passed, you know, depending what happens in November. But look, the bottom line is that, you know, Seth, the First Reformed Church, with the Reformed Church here in Highland Park, and what you do is so important, because, you know, I've watched what Seth does in putting together state money, private funds, federal funds when it's available, to try to do whatever you can, even in this tough environment, for grants. And he's been largely successful, and all of you is part of that. So thank you. Thanks for inviting me.